Good morning. It is Wednesday, August 23rd, 2022, and I'm about 2.5 miles in on my nearly 17-mile trek today that will end my 18 miles for the Smoky Mountain 900 miler. Isn't that beautiful behind me? I'm sure you can't see the layers like I can, but I just thought it was so pretty. My GPS tracker didn't start tracking right away. I think I was 1.5 miles in before my watch beeped and said it's ready. So my relive video at the end will be off a little bit, but I've got another little over a mile, probably 1.2 or 1.3 miles to Snake Den Ridge, which I will take the 0.7 spur down. It's the only part that I don't have there that is technically the Cosby area. And then when I pop back up, I will be on the AT until I reach Davenport Gap. Slept pretty good. There were only 8 of us in the shelter last night. And while I was laying on my side watching a video, a mouse crawled right between me and my phone. It was a little thing. And that was the only mouse that I saw or heard all night long. So that's good. There were 5 gentlemen that were together on a backpacking trip, and then 2 gentlemen that were together. And everybody was we all got along really well, and we're laughing a lot and had a lot of fun. No rain, and it doesn't look like there's supposed to be any rain today. So I'm super excited. If my timing works out, I have to be at Davenport Gap by 4 for my shuttle. And if my timing works out right, I'm going to take the spur to Mount Camera again, since the first time I went, I was socked in and I couldn't really see anything. So hopefully we'll get some gorgeous views from there. So I'm going to head on up the trail, and I will talk to you when I get to the Snake Den Ridge Junction. All right, I have reached my last little side trail of the trip. I have to go down to the Madron Bald Trail via the Snake Den Ridge Trail, 0.7 miles, and then I can come back up and finish on to Cosby Knob is 3.9 from here. So I did Snake Den back in December, and I did it with some friends who, after a couple days of being up here, I'd gone up to Cosby Knob, over to Mount Camera, and back down into the Cosby area, and they were meeting me that morning, but they had to walk through the campground because it was closed. So they got there a little bit later, and then we all took off. I had a backpack, and I'm not as fast as most of those hikers, so I was really slow. And Snake Den Ridge is a very steep trail, even though it doesn't look like it is here. Maybe it was all of that 4.2 miles, I think it is, coming up. And then, so when I got to the junction here, I was already behind, and I wanted to catch up to them, so I thought, I'll just do this section when I come through on the AT. All right. There is the sign. I remember this junction very well. This is where I could hear my friends in the distance. They were talking loud for me to be able to hear them. And I looked at that uphill, and after 3 days of being out here and going up Low Gap and then up the rest of this snake den 4.8, I thought, nope. And so it's definitely going to be uphill, especially this last part of it, or first part of it, I guess. And it was very, very rocky, which is what I remember Snake Den being, but I don't think it's going to be too bad. I'm going to take my time so that I don't wear myself out. I'm not in any hurry, but I've got 0.7 back up to the Appalachian Trail. All right, I am back, and it was a trek uphill, that's for sure. But given my experience either way, I'm glad that I did it. I'm glad that I just went on that day. It wasn't bad, but it was uphill. And it was also overgrown. So that would have been a difference back in December. But it is done now. And now officially all of Cosby is done for me. So now I have a little under 4 miles to the next juncture. I'm not real sure why there's a barrel in the middle of the trail. I'm still 2 miles away from Cosby Knob Shelter. I'm sure there's a reason. I almost completely missed this sign. It came barreling down and there it was. So Gunter Fork, that's the trail that I'll have to come back and do a loop for. And that won't be anytime soon. That is the pure definition of grown over. So now I've got a little bit of an uphill and I think like 1.5 miles to Cosby Knob Shelter. I am now at the juncture between Low Gap and the AT. And I am sitting here eating some lunch, drinking some noon. My shoes are off. And I'm feeling a lot better than I was 10 minutes ago. I was really starting to get hungry and tired. It's mainly downhill. I've just got one, I don't think it's a big uphill left, but it's really overgrown, and so it's hot, and it's and I'd gone 9 miles. And I mean, I ate breakfast, but I don't eat a lot for breakfast, so I can already feel my body like starting to sing again. So I am not sure. It doesn't say how far Davenport Gap is, but I think I'm about 7 miles away, between 7 and 8. So I'm going to sit here for a little bit longer, stretch, and then I will be on my way. This is Mount Camera, and I'm not going up it. I'm worn out. Of course, I just passed my last hill of the day, but I am just worn out. I'm tired, and I am coming close to being late for my shuttle. Now, granted, my shuttle is a friend of mine, and I know she would stay, but I kind of want to be done. I'm at that point in the hike where I'm ready for a Diet Mountain Dew and a shower. So I have done Mount Camera for my 900 miler, and I'm sure I will see Mount Camera again, but not today. When I came through here to Low Gap last year, it was cloudy, foggy, and I did not see this. This is gorgeous. I don't know how well it's coming on there. Okay. I'm still about 3 miles away from Davenport Gap. And I was on a tear and then realized, oh, I have to go to the bathroom. So I stepped off the trail, did my business, come back up here, leisurely getting everything back together, and I come across Mr. Rattlesnake. Not moving, just sticking his tongue out every now and then. I think that's as far in as I can zoom him. I'm shaking. I don't know what's going to happen next because I have to go down that trail. So, all my stuff is everywhere. Oh, oops, sorry. So, I guess I'm going to quickly and quietly put all my stuff back on and then hope that he tires of me and moves on. This is the first rattlesnake I've seen in the Smokies. Only the second one I've ever seen. He doesn't look too old, but he looks healthy. Oh, okay, I'm going to have to put this down so I can get my gear back on. And then maybe he'll be moving on. Whew. So I backed up just a little bit to give him some space. And he has not moved an inch. And I'm going to officially be late to my shuttle because of him. I mean, really, I was probably going to be late because of myself, but I don't know what to do. There's certainly not enough room for me to go on the other side of the trail. I might be able to go up in these woods, but then I'm like, well, what if there are more up there? So I don't know. I didn't think it would work, but I actually backed up to where he couldn't see me anymore. And it did work. Crossed over into that tree. I'm going to wait till he's completely through that tree before I go anywhere. And when I do, I'm going to stay on this side. Sorry, I think I had him off. Alright guys, he's right there. Okay guys, I got past him. He stopped moving when he sensed me, and but he didn't rattle, he didn't coil, he didn't really move when I passed him, but I passed him as far up the hill as I could have. Whew. And now everything I see is a snake. Oh my gosh. I was just thinking I hadn't seen hardly any wildlife. I did see a doe this morning and seen some bear scat, but whew, I mean, he was probably there when I tossed all my gear on the ground and holy crap. And then I came back and I sat down by my gear and I was cleaning my hands better and, you know, making sure everything's put away. And then I just happened to look up and see him. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, I gotta go because now I'm late. One more thing though, I will say, as the day got longer and longer, I got tireder and tireder. Downhill is almost worse than uphill. So I know I haven't recorded very much today, and it's not because I don't want to, it's just I'm so tired and I just don't want to be late for this shuttle. Normally I would not like doing a shuttle at the end, but this is a good friend of mine. You've seen her on a couple of my videos, Tammy. Oh, sorry. And she's always so kind. I would hate to make her wait. But also because I'm ending in Davenport Gap, and it's not the best place to put your car or leave your car for any time soon or any time. So it was the best solution. And when I first made these plans, Cosby Knob shelter wasn't closed. So that was going to give me ample time to do everything that I needed to do. And it didn't work out that way. So I just didn't want to stop and take the time to get out the camera, especially when I was tired and I knew that I was going to be cutting it close to the wire. So sorry if I missed out on some fun things. Like I said, I didn't go to Mount Camera, but I've been there before. And anyway, so I'm going to shut this off now so I can go a little faster. Okay, shortly thereafter, we come to the Lower Mount Camera Trail. And this says I have a mile to Chestnut Branch and then 2.9 to Davenport Gap. So 3 miles. Gosh, if it were as flat as this, that'd be great. All right. So I've got 1.9 miles left. And this is the Chestnut Branch Trail. Oops, excuse me. I haven't been on that yet. So that'll be one I come back to do. Oh, I took that mile very quickly. And now it looks like it might be flat for a little bit, which is great. Let's see if I'm doing on time. I'll be a little bit late, but not as late as I thought. So I'm going to get off here so I can try to make up some time. Look what I found. And it is 4:04. Oh, this makes me happy. And I can see the road. And I hope that Tammy hasn't been waiting too long for me. All right. There we go.